slight increase in temperature in the Earth's atmosphere due to greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide, which traps heat in the Earth. The use of fossil fuels generates 2 billion tons of CO2 every year. Over the past 100 years, the average temperature of the Earth has risen a big 0.8 degrees Celsius. Greenhouse gases are the highest they've ever been in 800,000 years. So what are all the greenhouse gases? So first there's water vapor, and it increases as the Earth warms, causing more precipitation. And there's carbon dioxide, and that's like the main greenhouse gas. And there's methane, which is produced in landfills and from livestock. And there's nitrous oxide and chlorofluorocarbons, which also destroy the ozone layer.
Alright, so problems caused by global warming. We have rising temperature, warming oceans, polar ice caps are melting, glaciers are retreating, and that's sort of like shown here. Oceans are rising, oceans become more acidic, and extreme weather. And here, it's a case of extreme weather, as you can see a forest fire. What started the problem? Global warming was started in the 19th century during the Industrial Revolution to many factories being built and coal which was being burnt, releasing tons of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. The burning of fossil fuels for energy used in our homes and cars also heavily contributed to the CO2 levels going up in the atmosphere. And these greenhouse gases trap heat in the atmosphere, which warms up the Earth. So here sort of shows like what contributes to what. So the biggest is energy supply, followed by the industrial like stuff here with all the factories. Next slide.
Okay, so why should we be worried? The rise in temperatures and global warming has increased the amount of dangerous weather events, including hurricanes, tornadoes, and earthquakes. And the wildfire season is significantly longer than it was 50 years ago, causing events such as the burning of the Amazon rainforest. Mosquitoes are expanding to other places and staying there longer because of increased temperature. And if we don't change our ways soon, we can cause irreversible damage to the Earth. So here are some people helping us make some change. So there's Boyan Slat, a Dutch inventor who created the Ocean Cleanup Project. And there's Greta Thunberg, our favorite 13-year-old girl from Sweden, who is inspiring people to change how they live to become more eco-friendly. And then there's the United States EPA, which establishes regulations such as like the Clean Air Act to reduce emissions. And there's CAMEL, a climate change education company that educates people on the dangers of global warming.
Alright, so now we're on to some things that like you can do to help like prevent global warming or like contribute yourself. So hydrogen cars, it's a common misconception that electric cars are better for the environment, but the lithium ion mined with the batteries in them is actually worse for the environment. Hydrogen cars is what's actually better. That's where they burn the hydrogen, and all it does is release water out of the exhaust. So it like helps it helps like prevent gases from the like gas run cars, and then also prevents like mining the dangerous resources like lithium ion batteries. And then another thing is plant-based food, where you can, instead of like contributing to all the meat that's like being made, you can have a plant-based burger, which takes way less power and like damage to the environment to make it. Because on that last chart with the what's causing the problem, it's like 17% or something is from the food industry. So having like a plant-based burger, which there's barely any difference by the way, it can help a lot.
So emissions by country. Every year, 36 billion tons of greenhouse gas is released into our atmosphere. And a common misconception is that the US releases the most harmful chemicals into the atmosphere. It's not true. And the US only releases half of what China does. So China releases 30% of greenhouse gases, and the US does 15%. And I'm pretty proud of China for being number one.
So there's all the sources we got.
That's so good.